Hey y'all, it's Alex from Marketing, back with Chapter 2 of Where Fresh Happens. So this month we'll be focusing on irrigation. Irrigation is one of the most important steps in farming because it allows us to control the amount of water a field receives. So where do our farmers begin? They start with comparing soil types to determine necessary water amount. They set up pivots and other irrigation systems. They control and monitor our VFD systems. And then of course they tend and care for each crop daily. So here in the Midlands of South Carolina, we have 3 different soil types that our farmers have to pay attention to. First is sand. Sand is the largest in size, making it the hardest to hold water. It's great for water drainage, but plants have a hard time absorbing water in this sandy soil. Clay is the smallest in particle size. It's also the densest and heaviest. Its particles are so packed that it's great for water storage, but because it's so packed, it makes it hard for water to drain or for our roots to have space to flourish. Next, we have loamy soil. Loamy is a combination of them all. It's ideal for farming because it retains moisture and nutrients well, and it basically contains all beneficial properties that other soil types have. Now let's talk about what irrigation systems we use. Here on the farm, we utilize 3 different types. Most commonly seen in agriculture is a pivot. The pivot extends many feet and irrigates the field in a circle around a pivot point. Next, we have a traveler. The traveler is used for smaller fields and is able to spray up to about 250 feet. And then lastly, we've all seen them, and you probably use them at your house, a sprinkler system. These are placed in areas of the field that the pivot or traveler just may not reach. So where do we get our water? Majority of our fields are irrigated by wells. We do rely on ponds as a second reservoir, but because it is an exposed body of water, it does require more work and treatment to maintain. As I mentioned before, a pivot system is one of our irrigation systems utilized here at the farm. Its ability to improve the productivity of agricultural operations and reduce waste makes it a great key asset to the farm. Its precision sensors increase the control farmers have when irrigating crops while also reducing the need to constantly visit the field in person. Now that you understand how we water our crops, let's talk about how we do it efficiently. In the bottom left, you can see pictured one of our variable frequency drive systems. This system controls all of our wells in the farm and the amount of water that each well puts out. The VFD uses radio signal controls and indicator lights to let our farmers know what's going on with the system. Most importantly, its pressure sensors monitor water and energy usage, prevent erosion, and help us save on labor and fuel.
Mi nombre es José de Jesús Torres Camarillo. Yo trabajo aquí en WP Rawl. Mi trabajo es calibrar los tractores y soy sprayador. Los calibro al inicio de cada año para ver que andan aventando bien los galones que deben de aventar. Para calibrarlos hay que enjuagarle las boquillas, los filtros, y hay que checar que no haya ningún liqueo en las mangueras, que todo ande bien, ya para después pasar a calibrarlos y ya para sprayar todos los cultivos que se siembran aquí en la compañía.
I've been with WP Rawl for 5 years. I'm a skilled loader, yard truck driver, and shipping and receiving clerk when needed. I also travel to Bunnell, Florida, another one of our warehouse locations where I act as a warehouse lead. I enjoy working with this company. We have a dynamic team of supervisors, leads, and warehouse employees. I gain valuable knowledge and skills. As a result of that has given me the confidence and drive, which is my motivation each day. I'm happy with this company, and I look forward to my future with WP Rawl. Thank you.
Hey everybody, it's Pete from the Transportation Department, and I'm here to talk about the high prices of fuel and what you can do about it.
So some of the tips that you can do is, first off, make sure all of your tires are properly inflated. That will help you with reducing the tear on your tires as well as burning up as fuel on the one you're driving. Make sure you're performing routine maintenance. Change your oil when after 3,000 miles. You keep your tires rotated, inflated, like we mentioned. Make sure you're not gunning the engine at stop signs. Kind of glide into those stops when you have to slow down. And of course, don't be aggressive when driving. Be a friendly driver. All these things will help you from using too much fuel and in excess. keep your speeds down to the recommended speed levels. Don't be trying to rush someplace because you do burn up more gas that way. Make sure you're traveling light and that you empty any excess weight out of your car. The more weight in the car, the more fuel you're going to burn when driving. That's going to help you with your personal vehicles when you're driving.
Hey y'all, it's Sammy from sales. Just want to take a brief moment to tell you exactly what I do every single day. I am responsible for 10 plus customers. I'm also responsible for the rejection sheet, and I do invoicing. And I'm also excited to announce that it is my 1-year anniversary in the sales department. Yay! So swing by, come see me, give me a call. Let me know if you want to order some collards and kale.
Hello, Walter P. Rawl employees. This is Mike Campagna with an update from your supply chain department. Just want to kind of quickly touch base with everybody, let y'all know, it's been about 2 years now since COVID-19 outbreak in the United States. We are still, 2 years later, dealing with the effects and trying to even understand and wrap our minds around what exactly the consequences of this pandemic has created in terms of the national and international supply chains. There's been a long string of consequences, all one ties back to another. Everything's kind of intermingled, interlocked, and the short of it is, and we all are seeing this now, is an increase in prices on just about everything in this country, everything that we touch, everything we need to run our business here at Walter P. Rawl and Sons. So I just want to quickly go over maybe an example or two of how COVID has caused this and what we're kind of trying to do to combat it. But we're seeing effects here on, let's take for example, pallets. Pallets is an interesting commodity. Initially, the outbreak caused labor shortages at the lumber mills. It caused the price of lumber to go up because there was not enough people to deal with as many pallets and creating pallets that were needed. So we started seeing lumber surcharges added to our bill and increases in those lumber surcharges. Well then, fast forward a year or two now, we're still dealing with increased charges on our pallets. How can that be? Everything should be kind of stabilized now and back to normal. But the fact of the matter is now, what has also resulted is people are now storing more product. And in order to do that, you think about this on a national scale, everybody is using more pallets to do that. So initially, outbreak, we saw lack of employees were being laid off, businesses were being shut down. Employees were sick and not able to go to work. We saw a lot of work backing up. This led to increased what we call lead times. So it may have taken 8 to 10 weeks for us to get an order of, say, our film created and shipped into us. And maybe now those lead times are 20 weeks instead. So in order to do that and not run out, people have to store an extra 8 weeks worth of product in their warehouses in order to offset the additional time it takes to get the product in. Well, that means more pallets are being used. So now that is also creating upward pressure on the price of pallets. But we're seeing this on just about every commodity we deal with. Again, boxes, cost of boxes are up. Supply and demand. Initially, the outbreak caused a lot of people to start eating at home, start ordering things online. They weren't going out, weren't going to stores. So all of a sudden, the demand for boxes went sky high as shipping of goods through UPS and Amazon created huge pressure on the boxes. So, and that also led to greater lead times. A couple other commodities we deal with, film. So the plastic industry has not been immune to this. What do we use plastic for? Plastic goes into our film, our bags that we use to bag our product. Goes into the stretch wrap that we use. It goes into the slip covers we use, the pallet bags that we use to cover our pallets in the warehouse. We're seeing increased prices and the cost of chemicals. Thinking back to other issues that we've encountered, we've had there was a time where ocean liners were backing up in the Atlantic and Pacific and could not get unloaded in time, also leading to lead time issues. Energy costs are now on the rise. We're seeing the cost for parts and the time it takes to get those parts in here to repair equipment has been increased. So all of these and many others. I don't deal with the farm side of things as much, but someone like Josh can probably tell you fertilizer is one of the hardest hit commodities right now in the United States. The cost of fertilizer to fertilize our plants is going sky high right now. And you guys are all seeing it probably in the cost of fuel as you go to gas up your own cars. We've got a fleet of trucks, and not just our trucks, but the trucks that are needed to get all the other products that we need into this facility to run our operation. The cost of all of that is going up. So we are working diligently in the supply chain team to come up with solutions, creative solutions to these problems. You may have noticed last year we started using twist ties again instead of just bib ties. You may have seen the brown craft paper boxes that we put our product in. Over the winter, we started using that. All of these ideas to try to come up with some cost savings. Shortly, we will be probably rolling out fresh cut. We've decided to remove the print on the 1 pound and 2 pound boxes in the back, just to try to generate any savings we can. If anybody has any ideas on how to cut costs, please bring them forward. Let your supervisor know, and we will certainly appreciate that and anything we can do. Everybody have a nice, wonderful day. Thank you.